Good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the internet world. Welcome to another edition of Golden Independence. And we're here in Bermuda. Beautiful day. And we're talking about BitHarvest and why BitHarvest and even Bitcoin. And if you've reached this stream, of course you see it's AMA, Ask Me Anything, in regards to BitHarvest and why it's important. It's an important platform, right? One of the main reasons is because it allows you to mine Bitcoin safely, quietly. It's energy efficient. It's not an added or extra expense to the individual who's looking to acquire it. So in terms of, without lack of a better term, I mean, we're not looking at ROI here because I'm not an informant. I'm not an investor, sorry. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm just here to share the opportunities that's available to people, on a global scale with regards to this crypto space, and blockchain, things of that nature. So, how about this? It's a good thing I'm doing this stream right here, right now, because today is Labor Day, right? And Labor Day is the one day out of the whole year that people observe labor, like human labor, and works of our own efforts. And you know what's interesting is that although we are not working and we are not exchanging our time for dollars, we have assets working for us. We have machines. We've hired machines to work for us, right? In BitHarvest. Okay. So BitHarvest has machines that acquire Bitcoin while we're able to do other things. So I don't have to do the work of even trading. So I don't even have to trade. I don't have to go on a platform and look at what the markets are doing, right? I ain't got to look at what the markets are doing. I ain't got to have 2-3 screens up on multiple exchanges trying to see where I could get the best deal for my Bitcoin in order to arbitrage. Because don't get it twisted, don't be fooled. That is also work. That's work, ladies and gentlemen. You see? We are really acquiring Bitcoin, which is digital energy, right? It's digital power, digital real estate, in a passive way, right? Ultimately passively. And when you hear the people who are smarter than us refer to Bitcoin increasing 70-fold, or even more than 70-fold from where it is now. Um, and also, the future of Bitcoin is Bitcoin mining. So if you're able to get involved in Bitcoin mining in this space, then you are way ahead of the pack. Yeah, way ahead of the pack as to um, this space, you know, even with regards to uh, the mining aspect of it. The people who are smarter than us, they say, in the next decade, it's you're going to need a lot of energy to mine Bitcoin, and the average person is definitely not going to be able to mine it. Hence why you have companies who are creating solutions for this would-be problem, maybe a problem. However, the one company that I'm referring to specifically is the company called BitHarvest, because BitHarvest allows the opportunity for people to acquire a shared booster, fractional, this is fractional ownership, right? So just like how we, when you take your funds and you purchase fractions of a Bitcoin, or you don't purchase, you exchange your dollars for fractions of a Bitcoin if you don't have the funds for a whole Bitcoin. You could exchange $100, right, and get $100 worth of Bitcoin, right? Now with that, the $100 worth of Bitcoin, you could, if you wanted to, just take $100 worth of Bitcoin and you could park it somewhere in cold storage, and you could set it and forget it for 10 years. That's one way. That's one way of taking advantage of the next cycle, right? Or you can take $100 and acquire a shared booster from BitHarvest, right? And that will give you $100 worth of Bitcoin every quarter, right? So every quarter you will get $100, right? Well, actually, no. Yes. Just yes. That'll be correct. Yes. Every quarter you will get $100 worth of Bitcoin, and even with that, that would be enough. Now, if you had a full booster, if you had a full booster, you will get $100 worth of Bitcoin even sooner, right? It'll be at least once a month. So once a month you'll get $100 worth of Bitcoin, and then after 10 months or so, give or take, well, let's just say after a year, you would have uh, made your initial money back to acquire the full booster. And that's just by allowing the system to accumulate the Bitcoin. Now that's part one. The other part is that if you get it now, if you get involved with BitHarvest now, which is, before the bull run of next year, 2025, and it's highly likely that it's going to start to go parabolic after November. Okay, if we're able to, if you're able to position yourself before the end of the year, we could see the payouts from, we could see the payouts from there grow exponentially in terms of whether it's $5 a day now. However, if Bitcoin goes to $500,000, just $500,000, right? Then one booster will produce between $50 and $100 per day worth of Bitcoin, right? It's watch this. It's the same amount of Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, right? We're still gonna get $50 a day, right? But remember, when Bitcoin goes up, we're gonna get less satoshis, but the price point will still be the same in terms of the 50 and 100, right? Versus 5 and 10. So, however you want to operate, or however you want to work the strategy of the BitHarvest ecosystem, it's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. And it's once you see how autonomous it is, it definitely, your mind starts to generate, if you will, in terms of the different opportunities that's available. So, with that being said, I implore people to check out, if you haven't heard already, you should check out Kathy Wood. You can check out, just go ahead and YouTube 10 million Bitcoin, or Bitcoin to 10 million. Something real simple. Bitcoin to 1 million. It's a lot of financial people in the space, right? Who have done the numbers, who know the main reasons and factors as to why this is happening. It's going to happen in quick succession as well. That's one thing I can say. When Bitcoin decides to get off from the $50,000 mark, it's gonna rip. It's gonna be like a tear, right? It's gonna rip. It's gonna rip into the stratosphere. It's gonna rip right into the stratosphere, and people are gonna be screaming about, oh, Bitcoin at 100,000, right? Once the doors go to 100,000 and over, right? Many people will be screaming, oh, it's at 100,000. It's at 100,000, right? Yada yada yada. Meanwhile, we're at peace, and we're only focused. And we're only focused on BitHarvest and what we're getting daily. See, by then we'll probably be making, let's see, yeah, even at 100,000, we'll be making, maybe just over $5, or $10 a day. Probably be $10, right? Maybe $10 to $20 a day, right? Once, once it goes up. But that's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, hey, bless up Juan Carlos. Top of the day, Juan Carlos. So, yeah, Juan Carlos, make sure you got your BitHarvest account. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, right? You can follow us. I just want to give you guys a different view. You know what I mean? Because you could acquire assets, so some of us are actually living on assets. This is the standard. So I'm just out, for my walk right now, because exercise is good. It's good for the body, and in the interim, I thought I'll do a stream since I haven't done one in a while, and we could begin as to why. Well, I already went over why BitHarvest is a viable option. I gave 2 accounts. One account is because it's the ultimate passive platform. The second part is that it's a one-time payment for the boosters, and it all depends on how many boosters you acquire, right? Let's go over here. Right? It all depends on how many boosters you wish to acquire. Right? So there's no monthly fees. You don't have to purchase anything else extra. Right? It's just all you're doing is exchanging your fiat money for, well, you're not even using fiat money actually, because you have to have crypto. That's one of the best things right there. So step number 1 is that you got to exchange your fiat for crypto, which would be Tether, and that's either Tether on Ethereum, BNB, or Tron. So that's step 1. Once you have the Tether, then you could participate on this network. So you cannot get a BitBooster with fiat dollars, with government money. You need the money of the metaverse, right? That's number 1. And once you've done that, you will be acquiring Bitcoin daily. Yeah. So and that's a very powerful thing, because you're setting it up for getting it. And like I said, it's no monthly. It's nothing monthly that you need to subscribe to. So you can get as many boosters you want, fractional or whole, right? So it's a wonderful way to build a business. I see BitHarvest as being a part of the I and B in the cash flow quadrant. If you're familiar with Robert Kiyosaki has the cash flow quadrant, right? And on the left side of the quadrant, you have the E and the S, and which stands for employee and self-employed. And on the right side of the quadrant, right, you have the I and the B, and the I is investment and B is business. And from that standpoint, if you want to build wealth, you want to have your activities as much on the I and the B as possible. So the business is the Bitcoin mining, right? That's the actual business. So you become your own business with acquiring the BitBoosters. So the more BitBoosters you have, it'll be the equivalent of, you're building up your own Bitcoin farm, your Bitcoin miner farm. And then once you're happy with whatever, with the level that you have, just leave it. Set it and forget it. Matter of fact, if you want to make $500 a day now, you can. If you acquire the amount of BitBoosters, right? If you're looking for something to do with your money passively, rather than it just sitting up, right? Rather than just sitting up in or even in an exchange somewhere or in a wallet, it's not doing anything, right? If you're part of this cryptoverse and you have lots of crypto just in storage, put that crypto to work. Get a BitBooster, build your business, build your farm, and then stack sats and relax. Yeah? But that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day. Happy Labor Day. Brrrr, up. Peace.